about a week, I'm going to share this same video to my page for A.C.E.S, the horse food. So you may get to see it twice. Here's the truth. We've been, Texas has been shut down for rodeos and horse events over the last week because some horses were diagnosed with Equine Herpes Virus, the neurological form, in Waco, Texas, which is just 45 minutes that way from my house. And people are treating it like the plague. They aren't going anywhere. They won't get their horses seen by anybody. Animal chiropractors are posting things like, what are you going to do about this except just not go to those ranches? Guys, farthest from the truth. In the previous EHV outbreak, and this was about, it was a good 10 or 12 years ago, a referral clinic in East Texas had a house full of horses that had been exposed and that were showing symptoms and temperatures and all of the things. And what saved all those horses was animal chiropractic. One of our students, she hadn't even finished the class yet. She was in between lab 1 and lab 2, and these horses all came in, but she already knew how to adjust atlases on horses. And so it was her who saved all those horses from more devastating effects. She adjusted every horse that was in that hospital that was sick every day. She went and tested their atlas and adjusted it because it was not in alignment and not allowing for the information from the body to the brain to communicate. And when the body and the brain can communicate effectively, it can solve a lot of problems. Almost every problem and issue that happens to the body can be solved by the body. And that's what they don't want you to know, is that these horses are not destined to die. They are not destined to succumb and get worse. And you might ask, well, what causes this thing? Isn't it a virus? My answer is, yeah, there may be a virus there. But one of the bigger processes is the stress. The stress response for these animals. And it's also the end of November. It's dark. They're not getting enough vitamin D. They're show horses, so they're not getting out of enough to get vitamin D and grass and all the elements that make a normal horse normal and that help their nervous system to respond appropriately to their environment. If you're a horse owner in Texas or Oklahoma or any of these places where people are fearful about this invisible virus that's killing horses, I know that sounds a lot like the COVID rhetoric, doesn't it? Go find yourself an animal chiropractor who understands the importance of that atlas. And I know you'll find one if you go to A.C.E.S, A.C.E.S alumni.com. And they are spread all across Texas. They are spread all across Oklahoma. They're spread all across the country. During that first big outbreak, which was actually kind of nationwide because it too had been the World Barrel Racing Finals, horses came back from that to their farms, and horses that I was consulting with, in part because they were eating Boss Equus food, they were eating thehorsefood.com's food, they had no problem. Those horses didn't even break fevers. They got their chiropractor out there and adjusted them and checked them every day. Nobody had anything more than a mild fever. And these horses were in New Mexico. It wasn't even someplace I could go treat them. They just knew what to do because they had the support of animal chiropractors who understand what they needed to do. So if you're a horse owner and you're in fear of this herpes outbreak that's out there, find an animal chiropractor near you who understands the atlas. Don't be finding animal chiropractors who didn't take a course, who aren't a doctor, who, they're cheap or they used to be a farrier. Make sure you know their credentials and get your horse checked. And like I said, if you're looking for one near you, find one at acesalumni.com. For those of you who are veterinarians and chiropractors who would like to be able to help these kinds of situations, find us today at animalchiropracticeducation.com, where we train veterinarians and chiropractors just like you to build successful animal chiropractic practices. Right now, between now and Sunday at midnight, you can still get 20% off of Animal Chiropractic 101, the course that trains you how to resolve and help those animals resolve these kinds of issues. It's not that you gave them something, it's what the body did with what you helped them to do. Find us at animalchiropracticeducation.com.